Kotoura San is about a girl called Kotoura Haruka, and she essentially has the power to read minds ever since she was born. However, it's not a good thing as it ends up bringing trouble for her. She ends up, distancing herself from her friends, straining her relationship with her parents, even tearing her family apart because she inadvertently, she can hear everything that people are thinking, and she's reacting to it as if like she asks, do you have any crushes on any of the boys in school? And she hears their thoughts and she's just like, oh, but you have a crush on so and so kun. And it causes her a lot of trouble and it causes her to get bullied, called a monster and whatnot. And the show starts with like this whole 8 minute, like really tragic, sad backstory of how she basically gets left behind by everything. And the latest school that she transfers to, she ends up meeting a boy called Manabe. And Manabe actually doesn't care that she has these mind reading powers. And he thinks it's cool and takes an interest in her. And she ends up joining a club called the ESP Society, which is like a club for like about where they research espers and things. And the show basically follows Kotora with her new group of friends as she laughs, smiles, has fun with all of them. And it's honestly an incredible show. I love watching this. The main character, Haruka, is really likable, This poor innocent girl that did nothing wrong and she was bullied all her life. Now she's really happy with this new group of friends, having fun with them, like going to the beach and whatnot. It explores all the characters really well, showing the different bonds between the different characters and what the main character goes through, her sort of thing where she thinks that she's a burden to others and she doesn't want to cause trouble for other people. But then she realized that she has like all these friends that are there to support her. And Manabe, the main guy who likes her, and she likes him back as well. And the ending was really exciting actually. Like the last arc that the show, I like shows with excitement. And the most of the show is the beginning's a bit like emotional, like got a lot of emotional moments with the main character adjusting to her new life at school, and then the second middle section is like slice of life stuff, going to the beach, having fun with her friends, and the last part is a really exciting sort of arc, which I really liked. Like I didn't expect it at all. It had me on the edge of my seat. Like I don't want to spoil it, but the last arc was pretty exciting, and I definitely didn't see the show taking that kind of a route. And in the end, the characters they resolve their conflicts that they're having, their emotional conflicts. All the characters get like good development, I'd say. They all have their reasons for doing what they do. None of them are like throwaway characters. And the ending is quite satisfying and wholesome. I don't want to spoil it, but Kotoura San is a great show. I also like I was playing the OST. I love the OST in the show. It's really upbeat, fun, and nice. And there's a lot of great comedic moments because Manabe, he's a bit of a pervert. He's a perverted character. And so when he thinks about perverted stuff, Haruka can basically read his mind and see exactly what he's thinking about. And she gets like flustered and embarrassed. And it's really fun. It's really funny to watch. I love it when shows have a perverted character that just to be the butt of all jokes, just be the one that everybody like picks on for being a complete pervert, calling them stuff like Eros-kun or Hentai-san. And yeah, I honestly really recommend Kotora-san. To sum it up, it's like the story of this unfortunate girl who never asked to be miserable and to have the power to read others' minds. But she ends up sort of learning that, not everybody out there is bad and after her. And she learns that she doesn't have to, not everybody's going to push her away. She doesn't have to shoulder all the burden of everything on her own. It's okay to have friends that will be there to support her. And yeah, I really liked it. She even reconciles some torn bonds throughout the show as well. And yeah, Kotoura San is a fantastic show. It's by AIC. They're AIC, if you know the studio, Anime International Company, they have a bunch of subsidiaries or a bunch of divisions that they're split up into. AIC, Build, Asta, Spirits, Classic, and just regular AIC. There's a one or two more, I think, but I think there's about five or six maybe. But it's by AIC Classic, and AIC are a fantastic studio. It's really sad that AIC are sort of defunct now. They basically announced that they are no longer in the animation. Well, they haven't shut down. They sold themselves to their owners, and they announced that they weren't in the anime production business anymore. And it's a real shame because I love them. They've made such good shows like Love, Election, and Chocolate, Blessing of the Campanella. Um, a couple of others like what's it? Haganai, one of my favorites. They're a really great studio, and they did the first season of Data Live as well. If it wasn't for them, Data Live anime adaptation that we have now wouldn't exist. And yeah, highly recommend Kotora-san, and highly recommend you check out some of the other shows by AIC as well. They're great studio.